Hey yogis, so we're going to go for a gentle slow flow today just to kind of keep the body moving and find a way that you can keep your practice going at home. You can do as much or as little as you like of today's practice, so take what you want. So starting in a wide child's pose, so knees as wide as your yoga mat, toes touching if you can, and then walking the arms as far forward as possible. So letting the head start to bow down towards the ground, hips nice and heavy towards your heels, encouraging length from your neck all the way through to the tailbone. And as you find your space here, just starting to acknowledge the breath. And as you acknowledge the breath, perhaps allowing the belly to move freely as you inhale and exhale. For those of you that practice Ujjayi breathing, maybe welcoming that into your practice. And for those of you that are not so sure, just finding a slightly longer, deeper breath. Encouraging a nice equal inhale and exhale. And as you breathe here, just trying to let go of any busy thoughts, any stresses, any worries. And allowing yourself to be in the present moment. Taking time for you, taking time to find and feel all of the goodness that you can in the world. Taking 2 more full breaths here. Walk the arms all the way over to the right side of the mat. As you do so, encouraging the left ribs to fan open. Keeping the left heel pushing back down towards the heel, so encouraging lots of space down the side of the body. And when you're ready, slowly walking back through to the center. And all the way over to your left side, letting the left ribs fan open, keeping the hip back towards the heels. And slowly moving back through towards the center. So starting to thread the right arm all the way through underneath the left shoulder. Keep walking the arm through so the shoulder and ear moves down to the ground. And if you want to make this find a little bit more depth, a bit more twist, walk the left arm to the right side of your mat, encouraging the left shoulder to open out just a little. Maintaining your twist, breathing into your twist. When you're ready, slowly start to release the arms. Let the right arm move to the front. And then threading the left arm all the way underneath, shoulder and ear down. And perhaps walking the right arm over to the left side of the mat. Beginning to press your hands back up. So sit them underneath your shoulders, lifting up towards tabletop. Bringing the knees back underneath your hips and finding a nice long neutral spine. So gently flowing through your cat-cow stretches. Inhaling to send the belly down, lift through the front of the body. And as you exhale, curling inwards, navel through to spine, chin to chest. Inhaling to find space. And exhaling to round, still maintaining nice long controlled inhales and exhales. So taking a few more of these, just encouraging movement through the spine, finding that connection of breath to body. And just finding a little bit of a deeper breath as you take 2 more cat-cow stretches. Finding a neutral spine and beginning to tuck through the toes. Pulling the belly in, let the hips float up into downward dog. Letting your downward dog find as much or as little movement as you like here. Hips can sway, head can shake out. Bending or straightening, finding both into the legs. Just beginning to again create space. Opening up through the body. Taking 2 more full breaths. When you're ready, hands walk backwards to your feet. Coming into your ragdoll at the back of the mat, holding onto opposite elbows. Bending as much as you like through the knees and maybe finding a little sway through the torso. Keeping the arms and the head nice and heavy. And then when you're ready, coming through to stillness. Let the arms release down towards the ground. And move the right hand to sit underneath your face. Left hand moves up towards the left hip. Now you can come up onto the fingertips or use a block if the ground just feels that little bit too far away from here. Start to peel the left shoulder blade up towards the ceiling. Begin to bend into your right knee, straightening through the left leg. Once you've found a rotation and a position that you're comfortable with your legs, start to release the left arm up towards the ceiling and maybe the gaze up towards the ceiling. Taking 1 more full breath. Release the left hand to the hip and then come back through to the center. Left hand down. Let the right hand walk up to the right hip. Start to open out through the right shoulder, bending deeply into the left leg, straightening through the right, rotating up towards the ceiling, and then finding a release through the arm, maybe through the gaze. Releasing the right hand to the hip, and then return down towards the ground. Keeping your feet hip width apart. Start to push the body weight back a little into the heels. Bend through the knees and let the arms float up into your wide chair pose. Finding a lift through the belly, keep the shoulder blades soft. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale forward, fold, straighten up through the legs. Inhale, bend through the knees, send the hips low, Utkatasana. And exhale, forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale, bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Slowly walk the hands forward into high plank. Once you're in your high plank, pull the belly in, tailbone long, shoulders rounding. Staying here for a further 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee moves down to the ground. Turn the right toes out towards the ceiling. Left hand down to the ground and lifting up through to this. Reach up through the fingertips. And if you wish to, take away the right leg, balancing on left hand, left knee. Taking 2 more breaths here. For those of you that have a nice strong back bend, perhaps bending through the right leg, taking hold of the foot, either on the inside or the outside, and then take a kick of the foot to the hands, spiraling the chest up towards the ceiling. Taking 2 more breaths. Slowly and mindfully releasing hand, foot back down to the ground, coming into your tabletop. Tucking through the toes, let the hips float up into downward dog. And gently pedaling out. Let the hips release, let the lower back release. Slowly starting to roll through to high plank. And once you're in your plank, pull the belly in, push the floor away. Knees can come down towards the ground, knees, chest, chin towards the mat. Inhale for a little back bend, opening up through the chest. And exhale, floating into downward dog. When you're ready, taking the other knee down towards the ground. Pivot the left toes out to the ceiling. Right toes off the mat and left arm reaches up, extending through the fingertips. If you wish and you did on the other side, take away the left leg. Balancing on the right hand, right knee. Taking 2 more breaths here. And if you wish to find your back bend, bending into the left knee, take the left hand to the foot, finding a little kickback, a spiral through the chest. Slowly and mindfully releasing the hands, the knee back down towards the ground, stepping up into downward dog. Again, perhaps finding a little bit of movement. And then sending the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Keep the knee, toe, hip turning inwards, lengthening through the fingertips, through to the toes, extending through the torso. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, step the right foot all the way through to the front of the mat. Let the left knee release down towards the ground and the arms inhale up into a low crescent lunge. Hips gently pushing forward, shoulder blades soft. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, palms move together, sending the left elbow across. Take the gaze out over the right. Peel the right shoulder blade back and float the heart to meet your hands. If you wish to make it feel a little stronger, tuck through the left toes and release the left knee away from the mat, extending through the back of the leg. One more breath here. Hands are releasing down to frame the front foot. Left knee can stay lifted and then tuck the left foot all the way through to the front of the mat. Slide the hands up, lengthen halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms through to standing, and exhale the hands through to the heart. Inhale to rise, sweeping all the way up. Exhale, forward fold down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float to the back of the mat. Knees or toes as you move through your vinyasa. Inhaling for space, and exhale, downward dog. Sending the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Knee toe hip turning in, lots of length through the legs. Taking a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, step the left foot through to the front of the mat. Releasing the right knee down, inhaling low crescent lunge. Pausing here, let the front of the body lengthen. Taking a nice big inhale. As you exhale, move the palms together, right elbow hooks across to the outside edge. Find a rotation through the torso, float the heart up, peel the left shoulder blade back, and if you tuck through the right toes on the other side, taking the right leg up, extending through the back of the leg. Releasing the hands to the inside edge of the left foot, keeping the right heel lifted, and then start to walk around to the long edge of the mat. Left toes turning in, right toes following. Inhaling for space, and as you exhale, begin to bow down into your wide leg forward fold, Prasarita, Padottanasana. Let the head be heavy, and you can take different arm variations here. You can either have the hands underneath with fingers spread. You might want to take the peace fingers around the big toes. You might be able to reach all the way through or take ragdoll. It's entirely up to you here. Taking one more full breath. Releasing the hands to walk up to the hips. Take a bend through the knees and press to rise up through to standing. Swivel your right toes to the back of the mat, leaving your left toes turning inwards. Start to bend into your right knee into warrior 2 and let the arms float up, softening through the shoulders, and the gaze is towards the middle finger at the front. Taking 2 full breaths here. Sending the right elbow down to the thigh. Left arm reaches all the way over the top for extended side angle. Fully lengthen from left heel through to fingertips. The bigger the depth in the front knee, the more depth in rotation you'll be able to find. Just be mindful of the right knee, make sure it's pointing forward over your toes. Using your next inhale, rising up into warrior two. Straighten through the right leg and reach the fingertips forward into your Trikonasana. Left arm can lift up towards the ceiling, making sure that you're not letting the hips swing outwards. Keep the glutes engaged, ribs and belly in. And maybe take the gaze up towards the left fingertips. Releasing the gaze down to the ground. Bend through the right knee, sweep up into your warrior two. Let the hands move to the hips and straighten through the front leg. Turn the right toes in about 45 degrees and let the left heel in the same. Keeping your knees and your toes turning outwards. Start to sink into your hips and pause here. Keep the shoulder blades back. Keeping your shoulders to sit up above your hips if possible so that you're not leaning forward. Keeping the spine nice and long. And if you can, releasing the arms out in front of you. Sending your right arm underneath, finding your eagle arms. Let the palms come together, elbows lifting away from the chest. Pausing here for two more full breaths. Releasing the hands, let the hands release to the hips. Straighten up through the legs. Turn the right toes in, left toes forward, setting up for warrior two. Sinking into the front knee, let the arms reach forward, the gaze is over the left fingers. Releasing the left elbow down, reaching the right arm over the top, gently spiraling the torso up towards the ceiling. Let your fingertips be an extension from your right heel. Returning the arms to warrior two. Straighten out through the left leg, reaching forward and extending into Trikonasana. Sending the gaze down towards the ground, bend through the front knee, floating up, warrior two. Hands to the hips, straighten up. Left toes turn in 45, right heel in 45. Sinking into your hips, taking as much rotational movement as you need here to encourage the hips to open. Then releasing the arms out in front, left arm underneath, palms moving in together. Lift the elbows away from the chest and breathe. Releasing the hands to the hips. Straighten up through the legs. Turn the right toes inwards and step through to the front of your mat. Take a nice big inhale, sweeping up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step or float. Optional vinyasa or straight into downward dog. The knees down, coming into your child's pose in the position that we started with right at the beginning of the practice. So arms walking forward, knees wide, toes together. Letting the body pause, letting the body find stillness. Moving into a nice gentle breath. Finding 2 more breaths here. And then slowly lifting up into tabletop. As you move into tabletop, crossing the feet behind you. If your knees and ankles won't let you, you can swing the legs around. And then releasing both legs out in front. Sitting up nice and high on the sit bones, feel free to use a prop if you need it. Inhaling to find space, and exhale to forward fold. Let the shoulders soften, maybe a little bend through the knees, keeping the spine as long as you can, and breathe here. Finding 3 more deep breaths. Slowly starting to release, lengthening up through the front of the body. Let the fingertips come out behind you with your heels of the hands pointing to the back of the mat. Now for some of you, you may wish to take a slightly kinder option. I'll take the kinder option and Jess can take the stronger option. So making sure that your fingers are pointing inwards. If you're taking my variation, make sure the feet are flat down from reverse tabletop. If you're taking the stronger variation, extending through the legs, toes pointed in the inner thighs, squeezing. Inhale to push the floor away, lift and open through the chest, through the hips. Taking 3 breaths if you can. When you are ready to come out, bring the chin back in towards the chest and slowly control the knees, the hips back down. Bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then shuffling forwards on your mats to make sure that there's space to roll down in your own time. You can take it longer if you wish. Controlling down, keep the belly nice and active. Keep the feet down towards the ground. And as you do come down, let the knees follow. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock and roll from side to side. Releasing the arms out across the body. Let the knees roll over to the right. Coming into a gentle lying twist. Gaze can look out over the left. And maybe the right hand to encourage the knees down if your body will let you move deeper into your twist. Using your next in-breath, return the knees and the gaze back to the center. Take a moment to pause in the center. And then the knees can roll over to the left. Gaze out towards the right. Using the next in-breath, knees and gaze back to the center. And from here you can start to lengthen out into Shavasana. Finding a position that works for you, that feels comfortable. Legs out long, soles of the feet together, maybe bending through the knees. And perhaps taking a few cleansing breaths just to allow the body to settle. So find your inhale and exhale, release through the mouth. Nice big sigh. Take as many or as few of those as you wish. Allowing your body to begin to find stillness. Allowing your mind to find a sense of calm. And perhaps staying with your breath, perhaps following or counting your breath. Whenever the mind wanders, gently return your awareness back to the present moment. Back to the mind, back to the breath, back to the body. inviting to return the awareness back to the breath, back to the body, and inviting a deeper, longer inhale and exhale. Beginning to invite some movement, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Maybe move the head from side to side. And then when you're ready, reaching the arms overhead, extending from fingers through to toes. Slowly bring the knees in towards the chest, wrapping the arms around them and giving yourself a little squeeze, a little rock and roll from side to side. And then sending the right arm overhead, rolling onto the right side of the body, pausing there. Using the hands, begin to feel and press your way back up to a comfortable seat. And as you arrive, let the palms come together, thumbs resting at the heart center. Bowing the head down towards the fingertips. And just taking a moment to give yourself thanks for the time that you've created to look after the mind and the body. Taking a moment to look for all the goodness in the world, giving thanks to all the goodness that you have in your life. And then taking a bow in gratitude for your dedication to your practice. Namaste.